So why do people fail the driving test? Well, nerves play a huge role in it.
Huge!
So if you're watching this video, you're probably nervous about your driving test. Congratulations, you're not a psychopath. My name is Robert, and we're going to cover the top reasons that people fail the driving test here on DMV and Driver. First, if you think this Rivian R1S looks like Baymax from Big Hero 6, then go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. So nerves make us do stupid things. Things like stopping at a green light. We wouldn't normally do that. Or not scanning an intersection because you're just so hyper-focused on what you're doing. Or driving so slow that you turn yourself into a rolling hazard. So I tell my students a few things to help them with their nerves. First off, the examiner is going to be just as nervous as you.
I'm gonna throw up.
Have you met them before? And they know for a fact you don't have a driver's license, right? So don't think of the test like a test. Think of it like you're just showing the examiner that you know how to drive. All you have to do is prove to the examiner that you're safe enough to share the road with their friends and family. Also, a lot of people kind of get hung up on, can I do this on the test? Can I do this? Is this okay? If it's not illegal and it's not unsafe, it's okay, you can do it. Just be safe. You can get a perfect score and still have 30 marks all over your paper, so don't worry about what the examiner's doing. There is nothing on the grading sheet about missing a turn, so if you miss a turn, it's okay. Just make sure you don't do anything that's illegal or unsafe, and then you're solid. So if you miss a turn, the examiner's just going to reroute you like a GPS normally would, like recalculating, and they'll get you back onto the route. Don't worry about that. The test isn't timed, so don't feel pressured about taking off and going. Make sure it's clear, make sure you don't cut anybody off. They're going to have you do their route, but it's not timed. And lastly, you're not graded on that final park job. Just park as straight as you can and don't hit anything. I've actually seen somebody come up and straddle the white line, take up 2 spaces. I've seen somebody come up and attempt to park for 3 minutes, give up, go park somewhere else, and they still went in and got their driver's license. So just do the best you can, don't hit anything. Now, besides nerves, one of the other main reasons that I see people fail the driving test is not clearing any empty space before moving into it. So if you're going to move left or right upon the roadway and there's enough space for a motorcycle to fit, you have to look. You got to check your mirror and your blind spot. So when you're going to make the right turn before moving into the bike lane, you'll check your mirror and your blind spot, take your space. If you're going to move into a 2-way left turn lane, you'll signal, check your mirror and your blind spot, and then move over, take your space. Another reason people fail the driving test is intervention by examiner. So basically, don't do anything like this.
My eyes on the road!
No! So the examiner hasn't driven with you before, and they're going to be just as nervous as you. So make sure you point out possible hazards. You don't have to, but it will help. So if you're like, I see the bike, see the pedestrian, I see that car getting ready to pull out in front of me, that's all good. Helps the examiner not freak out. Pedestrians are another big one. Make sure if pedestrians crossing the street, you allow them to be protected by a curb. So if you're in a neighborhood, make sure they get to the sidewalk. Or if you're in an area where there's a traffic light, make sure they get past the cement median before you go. Pedestrian must be protected by a curb. Make sure that you don't crowd the pedestrian, or make sure you don't push into the crosswalk and the pedestrian's in there. Yeah, so nothing like this. A lot of people fail when they go to make a right turn on a red light. So the test is not timed, and there's nothing that legally says that you have to make a right turn on a red light. So don't feel forced. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Don't push it. Make sure you come up, stop behind the very first limit line first. Then you can ease up to where you can see. When you're easing up to see, make sure that you're looking to see who has the green light. Don't go if you don't know who has the green light. Make sure you know who has the green, and then just yield to them. Don't cause them to slow down at all. Unprotected left turns can be a tricky one, so make sure that if you don't have a left green arrow and you're turning at a light, you're watching for that sign like this, or like this one. Watch for that flashing left yellow arrow. Don't do anything like this. Speed is also a big one. So make sure that you're watching your speed. 10 over is automatic fail, 10 under automatic fail. Speeding is speeding, so as soon as you're speeding, they'll get you. If you're going too slow, you have to be going too slow for too long. But if you have a reason for going slow, then you're okay. But it has to be a good reason. Can't just be like, I saw a raindrop or something like that. Unsafe lane changes is the last one on my list. So make sure you don't cut anybody off. Don't slow down when you're doing your lane change and drop into somebody else's lane when they're really close. Make sure you definitely check over your blind spot when you're doing your lane change. You gotta look in your blind spot. Let us know if you found this video helpful. And if you don't think that the Rivian R1S, that new Rivian SUV, doesn't look a little bit like Baymax, just let us know in the comments below what you think it looks like. Stay safe, stay alert, and as always, thanks for watching.